Have you ever noticed how your mind can turn a small situation into a full disaster without anything actually happening? A late reply becomes rejection, a small mistake becomes failure, a small conversation becomes regret. And the strange part? Most of the things we stress about never actually happen. So, why does the mind do this? Why does your brain create problems that do not even exist? Today, we are not talking about positivity. We are talking about understanding the dark side of the mind, the part that tries to protect you but ends up exhausting you instead. Your brain is not designed to make you happy, it is designed to keep you alive. Thousands of years ago, survival depended on spotting danger quickly. If early humans ignored small sign of threat, they did not survive. So the brain evolved to ask, what could go wrong, not what could go right. And here is the problem. Your brain still uses the ancient survival system in modern everyday life. Now, the threats are not wild animals, they are social rejection, embarrassment, failure, being judged. So, when your friend does not reply, your brain does not say, they are probably busy. It says something is wrong. Not because it is logical, but because it is protective. The human brain hates uncertainty because uncertainty means you do not have control, and lack of control feels unsafe. So, what does the mind do? It fills in the blanks. Let's say your boss says, we need to talk tomorrow. That's it, just that sentence. But your mind creates, did I do something wrong? Am I getting fired? What did I miss? Your brain would rather imagine a bad answer than sit with no answer because the brain believes a painful certainty is safer than a neutral unknown, even if that certainty is completely made up. Here is something most people never realize. The brain reacts to imagination almost the same way it reacts to reality. If you imagine embarrassment, your heart rate changes. If you imagine a worst case scenario, your body releases stress chemicals. That is why thinking feels physically exhausting. You did not run, you did not fight, you did not solve anything, but your body still feels tired because your brain fought imaginary battles all day. Positive thoughts are light, negative thoughts are heavy, and the brain pays more attention to heavy things. If nine people compliment you and one person criticizes you, your brain replays the one negative comment. Why? Because your brain believes negative information is more important for survival. It thinks if I focus on what is wrong, I can prevent pain. But instead of preventing pain, it creates constant mental noise. Overthinking is often a hidden attempt to control the future. You, pre- you replay conversations to avoid future embarrassment. You imagine scenario to avoid future mistakes. You analyze people's behavior to avoid future rejection. And here is the truth. The future does not become safer. just because you worried about it more. The mind creates the illusion of control, so you feel like you are doing something. But most overthinking is not preparation, it is mental rehearsing for disasters that never arrive. This is where things get dangerous. You have a thought like, they did not smile at me, they must be upset. That thought feels real, so your emotions respond. That thought feels real, so your emotions respond. Then your behavior changes, you become distant. Now the other person senses distance and actually becomes distant. The thought created the outcome, not because it was true, but because you treated it like it was. The mind does not just imagine problems, it can accidentally build them. Have you noticed overthinking gets louder at night or when you are alone? That's because distractions disappear. During the day, work, people, noise, tasks, they keep the mind busy. But in silence, unfinished thoughts come forward, not because they are urgent, but because they were postponed. Stillness does not create thoughts, it reveals the ones you kept avoiding. What if I fail? What if they leave? What if I embarrass myself? What if feels like planning? It is actually fear wearing a mask of logic because most what if thoughts have no action attached. They just loop, and loops create anxiety without creating solutions. You do not stop overthinking by forcing positive thoughts. You reduce it by recognizing what the mind is doing. The next time your brain creates a story, pause and ask, is this a fact or is this my mind trying to protect me from uncertainty? That question creates space, and space reduces emotional intensity. The mind loses power. When you stop believing every thought automatically, your mind is not your enemy. It is an overprotective guard. In a world that no longer requires constant danger alerts, it creates problem not to hurt you, but to prepare you. The problem is it does not know when to stop. Understanding this does not silence the mind overnight, but it changes your relationship with it. And awareness is the first step from being controlled by your thoughts to observing them instead. If this made you see your own mind differently, you are starting to wake up to how it really works. Subscribe for more deep psychology and the hidden patterns that quietly control behavior because the more you understand the mind, the less it controls you.